Today on the grid, we've got Google here. David Sharon from Google is going to be showing us the amazing Nano Banana, the AI powerhouse, which is, believe it or not, now accessible inside of the current version of Photoshop. So it's going to be an amazing day. It's going to be, as Erik Kuna said, bananas. Anyway, but beyond that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're sitting down because today, international superstar Serge Ramelli is here. Woohoo!
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. Bonjour, Scott. Bonjour, Erik.
Like I said, Serge is here. Also, you know who else is here? The K-Man, the K-Cup, the Pronto Pup, the real Rocket Man. Erik Kuna is here. So we've got lots of news. We got reviews. We're going to be seeing some amazing stuff today. We're giving away some cool stuff. It's going to be a fine, fine day on the grid. And it all starts in just 11.2 seconds. Let's go! The grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com. Hey everybody, welcome to another live episode of The Grid. International superstar Serge is here.
Bonjour.
He's not French. And
I am a little bit French.
That's so much. He is French.
He's a little bit.
A little bit.
Kuna's here.
I'm not French.
Standing by, David Sharon is here. We're going to be looking at Nano Banana today. And it is just, if you have not seen it, your head will explode. It's unbelievable, and what's cool about it is now part of the latest version of Photoshop. You can access it right there where you would normally go to Generative Fill. Now you can choose, well, it's technically called Gemini 2.5, yeah. But you can choose different models of AI, so you don't have to use Firefly 3, which will often give you things like 6 fingers or lobster claw people or stuff like that. That does not happen with Gemini 2.5. So we're going to be talking to David in just a minute, but we first off wanted to just welcome you guys. Good to see everybody today. Thank you for joining us. We have lots of cool stuff to give away because we just do. So, Mr. Kuna, what are we giving away today?
Yeah, we got the laundry list of stuff here. So here we go. We're going to start off with the Platypod Mag Grip. So we're giving away the Mag Grip. So this is you can see right there. It's great if you've got one of the phones where you can just attach like a magnet on the back of your phone. That allows you right there. Super easy and can attach to.
Hey, that's new.
Yeah, and it can attach to the little basic thing that you see there, the little Platypod Basic. Cool little pocketable kind of solution for the phone. And then we're going to be giving away something else, but now the screen's covered up. I can't see, but I know we're giving away a copy of On One No Noise 2024. I know we're giving away a copy of that. Yeah, so that's an awesome plugin for removing noise, AI plugin for removing noise. And then we're going to giving away a copy of the night photography book. So you can win that. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
That book.
This book here?
That book.
This one?
That incredible book?
Who wrote this book?
Some guy.
Erik Kuna wrote this book. It's Kuna's first book, the night photography book. It's getting rave reviews, and someone's going to win it today.
Yep. And then another book that's given rave reviews, Scott's Crush the Composition book.
That one's incredible.
Yeah, this book is trash.
No, that's awesome. It's like a coffee table book.
It's a big book.
It's got like that education inside of it. So it's like it's a really cool book.
It's a great book.
So somebody's going to win that. And then we're going to give away a V-Flat from V-Flat Worlds. These are awesome. I love these things. They fold up and fit into any car. Was always a problem with the V-Flat. It was hard to transport, and this solution makes it very easy to transport. And then you've got a light side and a dark side, so you can do fill and then negative fill, which negative fill is just as exciting as
fill.
Yep, negative fill. It's just as exciting as positive fill.
Yeah.
There you go. And then that's it. But they can get a discount. So everybody can get a discount over at VFlat World. They just got to use the code KELBY10 at checkout. That's KELBY10 at checkout, and they'll get 10% off. So all you got to do to enter the prizes, just leave us a comment. Tell us what you'd like to win. Also, if you got any questions about this, anytime you ask, you're just entered more into the contest, and then we'll announce the winners at the end of the show.
Yes. Okay. I'm here next week, but then I'm off to Sydney, Australia.
You first workshop there, huh?
Yeah.
My first workshop. I've been to Sydney before, but this is my first time doing it. I'm with Mimo Madani. But the word is out that me and the Kuna Man in March are going to Vietnam. Now, I haven't put it on my website yet, but you can go and get on my newsletter list now. If you go to scottkelbyworkshops.com and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can get on my mailing list. Hey, wait. Scroll up to that picture.
We shot that together.
Serge and I shot that together. In fact, it was Serge who saved my life when me and my tripod started sinking down into the quicksand, and that's what they actually call it there at the site on a sign. And Serge pulled me out because I'd still be there.
What a day. You remember we were driving all the way, it's pouring
rain.
And then we arrived and it was just like this crazy sunset.
That's why you never give up. Never give up on
Never
it.
give up. All right, scroll all the way to the bottom, and that's where you'll find my
There you go, right
advanced.
there.
So you'll know about that workshop in Vietnam early, but I can tell you it's like mid-March, right? Mid-March?
Yes.
So it's mid-March, and we're going to be launching out of Hanoi, but we're going to go to a couple of other places right around Hanoi. But Hanoi will be our base and where our hotel is, and we're just putting all the final finishing touches on it. And so this will be announced way earlier, like the tickets will be available in like a week or so. So now the way I do it is the people that have been in my workshops before get first crack at it. All right, and the VIPs and inner circle people. And then it goes to that advanced list before it gets to the public, and then once the public gets in, then we don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what's coming up. Now, workshops. I happened to see this week. Did you see that picture of Mont Saint-Michel? I did. I happened to see a very famous photographer is doing a workshop at Mont Saint-Michel. It's international superstar, Mr. Serge.
It's in June, and we're doing Paris and Mont Saint-Michel.
Oh, my
And
Nice.
Saint-Malo. The first week sold out so fast, I did another week. You can find more on photosearch.com.
Yeah, guys, but you got to realize, you're not just going, a lot of people lead, I just led a workshop in Paris, but I had a leg up. I went to Paris with Serge twice.
There you go.
I went with my wife, and I went with Jay, where we worked with him.
If you go to workshops.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, just
You want to go to
workshops.
You want to go to.
There you go, right
Workshops.
There it is.
Yeah,
Click
yeah.
on workshops. Serge knows France and Paris on a level of a local. He's lived there. He knows, guys, it's a whole different experience going to France with Serge.
There you go.
And if you've ever wanted to go, this is your opportunity right there. Paris, July 6th through 11th.
Well, thank
Paris and Mont Saint-Michel.
Nice.
Come on. And it's a limited number of people.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
wait and
That's
whine
why
and get locked out.
I'm
Go,
trying
"I
to
should've."
also be around 12, 13 people max because, you know,
It's a
that's
perfect
what we
number.
do.
It's a perfect
usually we have
number.
about 12 people and
Yep.
it's great. 'cause-
Yeah,
and
we
I
all
have
do
like
the
2,
same
3
thing.
Anyway.
And
yeah.
people that have been on my workshop say, hey, I've been on Serge's workshops,
Yeah, we have
and
a
they rave about them.
Me too.
So if you
Me
get
too,
the opportunity, what's the name of the website again?
PhotoSearch.
Photosearch.com.
Serge, and then click on workshops.
Click on workshop.
and
Thank
go-
you, Scott.
And
I
go
appreciate
grab
it.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on. I want to go in your workshops. All right.
Oh, yeah.
They sell out so fast. It's easier to get like a Louis Vuitton bag than to go into your workshop. They sell out so fast.
Well, you can't get a Louis Vuitton bag in Tampa because Eric's bought them all. All right. Now, what else do we got going on? We have the Landscape Conference coming up
Yep,
in December,
December. Yeah.
and it is going great guns. And look at this. So this is the Landscape Conference. We do it once a year. It's our last conference of the year.
Oh, this one's, I love this one.
Oh, this one's a blast. It really is. And
there's my heart
we've
image.
got such incredible instructors. Oh, look at the bottom row, number 5.
Yeah, there's Serge.
Look at that. Woohoo! All right, but we've got some great names in there and great photographers. You're going to learn a lot, and you get the whole conference archived to rewatch for an entire year. You can go to classes you missed, rewatch classes that you want to watch again, stream on demand for it's $149. Come on, if you sign
What a
up
steal.
early. You got to sign up
gotta
early,
sign up early.
or plenty of people do pay $2.99. You don't have to do that. Just sign up really early. Just go and sign up, and you will love it. People love them. We have a great time, and this one is filling up especially fast. I think it's probably our fastest filling one of the year. So come and join us. It's going to be a blast.
Awesome classes, awesome instructors.
And it's a great way to end the year.
I can't wait.
Right?
I love these things because I watch all the classes too.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, it's great. All righty. So seemed like there was something else, but maybe not. All right. Let me just check with the control room and make sure that David's all ready to go, because I really want to spend today's time on.
We're good to go.
We are good to go. There's David. There he is. Hey, David.
Hey.
Hi, nice to meet you. Hello.
Yeah, same here. So, David, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, it's time to see
Awesome, let's do it.
It's going to be bananas. All right,
Yes,
stick
let's
around.
go.
We'll be right back. We're live here on the grid. Don't go away. That was really clunky, but it's okay.
And we don't have a jib today.
We don't have a jit. In travel photography, one question I get asked over and over and over again: what do you do when you go to some place iconic like Paris and you're going to be shooting the monuments, but those monuments have already been shot to death? Who hasn't seen the Eiffel Tower or the Arc de Triomphe or Notre Dame before? Who hasn't seen those? Getting a truly unique shot that no one's ever taken of an iconic place is very, very difficult. That's what this class is about. We're going to go through all these different strategies on exactly what to do when you're in that situation. How do you come home with compelling, interesting, fascinating photos that feed your soul as a photographer? Come check it out. It's exclusively at KelbyOne.
Have you ever seen a photo where everything in the image frame is rendered as being 100% completely tack sharp and wondered, how the heck did they do that? I'm nature photographer Ian Plant, and I've spent the past 20 years perfecting this exact technique. And so when everything in the image frame looks sharp, I call this deep focus. And in this class, I'm going to teach you how you can get deep focus whenever you want. And I'm going to show you several different ways of achieving the deep focus effect. And some of these might sound a little bit scary, like depth of field and hyperfocal distance, which is the old-fashioned way of getting deep focus. I'm also going to teach you the modern way, something called focus stacking. And I'm going to cut through all of the technical jargon and present these concepts in an easy to understand way that you can practically apply when you're making your own photos. So join me as I demystify deep focus. Available only on KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
Hey everybody, we're back. The jib is broken. The jib.
Well, the jib was
Who would've-
working, but it just stopped working.
Yeah,
No
it just
jib.
stopped working. So
Yeah.
there's
Technology.
nothing sadder than a jibless grid.
Yeah.
Anyway, David
We could
is
see
standing
it.
by. David's group product manager at Google DeepMind, which that's just name right there. It's everybody wants to work at a place called Google
DeepMind.
DeepMind.
That's a cool name.
So David, we work at a place called KelbyOne Shallow Mind, which is not nearly as compelling, I have to tell you. All right, so let me just tell our audience, David, for those who don't know about this, because I mentioned it in the introduction. But before Photoshop added Nano Banana as an option, right? We were using Adobe's own Firefly, which is good for some stuff, but it's particularly bad for people. It does a lot of things that are, you know, we joke about, like, you'd have somebody hugging and they would have an extra hand or an extra finger or multiple fingers, or they'd have lobster claw hands, or just weird stuff.
You say, one thing I've been doing, trying to add a flock of birds, and you get one big bird.
Yeah, stuff like that, weird stuff like that. Nano Banana, when it came out, and a friend of mine showed it to me, it is such a quantum leap above that. And it's just an incredible technology, and they're doing things with it that absolutely blow my mind. Now, you're on the same team that does VO, right?
Yes, so I work in the Gemini app, and I'm the product manager for image generation, Nano Banana, and video generation, which is VO. We just launched VO 3.1, which is very exciting for its audio capabilities and improvement on photo to video.
Oh, the stuff that I've been seeing in VO, because once you go onto X and you click on something that shows AI, you will see it all the time. And I just saw some of the stuff they're doing with the latest version of VO.
Mind blowing,
Just unbelievable. But let's just focus. We're photographers.
Yeah, we can't go down that road.
We can't go down that road because I could get sucked into that rabbit hole really easy.
The rabbit hole of photos to video is a crazy one, because I've been using that one like crazy.
And one that I've seen is that I thought was pretty amazing. You showed the first picture, and you showed here's the end, and it draws the video between
so cool.
them.
I've been messing around with that.
Unbelievable. But David, let's not go down that route.
We'll stick to photography.
All right, let's stick to photography. Okay. So David, I'm passing the mic to you. You're on. Let's go.
Absolutely. So thank you for having me here. I'm a bit jealous of all the traveling you get to do. I wasn't invited to Hanoi. I wasn't invited to Paris. I'm wondering which list I'm on, the VIP list, the A list. So
you just moved to the top. You just moved to the top list there.
I'm waiting for those invites. So as I said, I work on the Gemini app. I'm a product manager that leads generative media in the Gemini app. So image generation, Nano Banana, video generation, VO. It's such an amazing time to see the inflection point in the technology when that promise starts to become performance. We're pushing the frontier every quarter with new model releases, and the most important part is seeing how people react, users react, photographers react, and getting that feedback and pushing it even further. So specifically on Nano Banana, this model has been absolutely bananas. It's gone viral all over the world with people creating for the first time. So, they might not have the skill set, maybe not the idea or the time to kind of generate an image and communicate visually. And this era has ushered in a whole new crop of people that are generating for the first time. So things like take a picture of yourself and create a figurine. That's a fun use case that went absolutely viral. Started in Thailand, actually with a group of AI enthusiasts, and then quickly spread to Indonesia, and then we saw it in India, and then we saw it in Brazil, and then we saw it all over the world. So there's this contagion of ideas that is circulating, and many beautiful use cases like restoration of old photos. You can now upload a photo. I uploaded a photo of my grandfather, which was a black and white photo that was a bit wrinkled and damaged. And you could say it restored as if taken on a 2025 camera. And it will colorize it. It will remove the wrinkles. It will remove all those damages and bring back a beautiful moment that might have been a bit lost. We've seen other use cases of people coming together in a photo. Either they're apart geographically or someone unfortunately deceased. So example is a user in Brazil who graduated from, I believe, college. He was wearing the cap and gown, and she wanted to bring her deceased father to the graduation. So she did a photo. She took a photo of him. She took a photo of her, and she brought them together for that graduation image, which was absolutely beautiful.
Hey, so if you don't have an example there, I've got one right here of a restoration. You want to check it out?
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see
All
it.
right, so this is
That's a tough one.
this is a mess. All right, so for you Photoshop users, here's how this would work. And by the way, this was the way I was introduced to Nano Banana, was through a restoration. So what you would do is you select all first in Photoshop. So Command A on Mac or Control A on Windows. Down here where it says Generative Fill, you're going to click in there. It's not, it has to be, an RGB image. Sorry, let me just make it RGB. It's a black and white, obviously. I scanned it. All right, so let's go to select subject.
No.
Select all, go to Generative Fill. Now, right down here at the bottom, right here, you can see it's going to use Firefly 3. That's the model that it's used. But you can go down here and choose Gemini 2.5 Nano Banana, right? So that's the one you want to choose to get the results that are just ridiculous. So we'll choose this, and I'm going to type in Restore, Photo, and Colorize. That's pretty simple. And we're going to hit Generate. Now, it takes, 15, 20 seconds, how long would this take us to fix this in real life?
And
Day.
A day,
8 hours. 8 hours.
8 hours, and you have to be pretty good at Photoshop.
Oh boy.
Oh, come on.
That's stupid. Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow, David, are you seeing this? I hope you are.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, that's nuts.
By the way, I have a question in Google Banana, because I can do it in the app Gemini. Can you put in like two photos, like me and the Dalai Lama, and we're like shaking hands? Can you do it from Photoshop? I can do it with the app, but not with Photoshop.
I don't know.
Like with layers and stuff. Like, can you do that?
I don't know how you would do it in Photoshop.
Like you bring a photo of you and.
No, you would copy and paste it. Yes, you would copy and paste the image. The reason why I know this is because I did it the other day.
Okay.
All right. You copy the image that you want. Like, let's just say that you wanted to put.
But you blend it on the same layer. You don't have one layer for you and Michael Jackson, and you want to put them together. So you would just put Michael Jackson next to you on one layer, and sort of said.
I'm trying to remember if I put it on a separate layer. I had to put it on a separate layer.
Yeah.
What I mean is that it doesn't work on separate layers.
It works.
Okay, fine.
I did it. It works amazingly well. You copy and paste the image in there, and then in the prompt you write, add Serge to this picture, standing beside the Dalai Lama, etc. That's a very specific example.
Yeah,
but a lot of
very
people like
specific.
to blend things. That's one thing I found amazing with Nano Banana is, you with somebody else, like you getting an award from
But it not only blends, it matches, it
works.
retouches, it does all the good stuff.
I don't know what to even say
That's
about
kind of
this.
And if you do it again, I'm just curious if you generate it again.
Yeah, it changes. It'll change.
Yeah, it'll change. It'll be
Every
slightly
time it's
different.
different.
It's generative, right? All right. So, David, I just wanted to show that just in case you didn't have one
great.
hanging. I just real quick search for restoration photos.
To that point of what Serge was just talking about, maybe David, you could speak to that, is how that's working, because that's what happens is it's generating it like every time I do something, it's a little different. Why is it a little different?
Can you explain the whole, because a lot of people don't understand the generation. They think, we're stealing something from another photo.
Yeah.
This is part of somebody else's photo or something. Can you
I think that would help.
Because there's a lot of concern in the photography community about using somebody else's photo, as there should be. But go ahead.
Absolutely. So first, let's start with what it's good at and what you're seeing here in the photo. What Nano Banana is really good at and where it pushed the frontier is character consistency. So when you're doing an edit, it not only matters what pixels you're changing, but maybe as important as what pixels you're preserving. And on human faces in particular, we're trained to see any small difference. So, for example, if you were to enlarge the nose by a bit, somebody might say, hey, that looks like my AI cousin. That doesn't look like me. And Nano Banana, the leap forward, the frontier we managed to push is really in that character consistency and facial preservation. So that's why it works so well on human faces, because you feel, that's actually the person. To the question on, what does a generative aspect look like? when you put in a prompt, it is trying to decipher what does that prompt mean? What does that text mean? And when you say restore, it knows what a good photo looks like. So the same example, like you said, when you put the beginning image in a video and end image in a video, and it will try and find the path in between those two images to create a coherent story in a video. That's the same thing with images. It's looking at the prompt and it's saying, okay, what is the user asking? What have I seen before and what a good image looks like? And let's use those patterns to bring to that image.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, David, I just typed in a prompt while you were talking. I typed in a prompt to that photo. Said, turn his head to the right.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
So I just had him turn to the right.
That's insane.
All right,
Yeah.
here, let's do
But you
this.
see, like it kept the coloration in the suit, the coloration of the
Yeah.
tie, the hair, all that good stuff.
Yep.
And that's
And it still feels like him, which is
Yeah.
the biggest part.
Yeah.
What you preserve, what you preserve and what you change. I call this the dark side of the moon. What does the dark side of the moon look like?
Yeah,
When you see that
exactly.
frontal picture, you know, there is no information there on what the profile of the person looks like. And like that example of beginning image to end of image and, you know, chart the path between it, it's asking, okay, if the person looks like this in portrait, what does a profile look like? What is it likely going to look like? And it probably did a good job here if you take that, you know, if you go back to that image that you created of turn to the right.
Oh, I'll have to do it again. Sorry, I was messing.
okay.
I was messing
Okay.
with other stuff, and that was
That's
was
the
wrong
thing
of
is you
me.
start going down a rabbit hole when you start messing
Yeah,
with
sorry, I
that,
started
right?
playing
Yeah,
around.
one
So-
question I had is how does the model learn? Is it one of the things people are scared of, that it's based upon their Lightroom catalog or things like this. What is the answer to that? Like, how does it learn?
Well, the model goes through a training process with public data, licensed data, and through that training process, we then create checkpoints. We change the way we architect the model. We deploy all kinds of tactics to create the best possible model. It goes through a ton of evaluation. It also goes through copyright checks and recitation checks and trust and safety checks.
Wow.
And at the end, we find a checkpoint, that we believe, this one's ready. This one's ready to go. And then we, after a lot of testing, we release it. Even when we release the model, we have a post-generation filters where we're checking. We want to make sure that we're not generating something very harmful to society or copyright. And if that image is deemed violative, and some things do unfortunately go through the cracks, you would get something like I can't do that. You might have seen that.
But
you might have seen that in the past.
I didn't try that on this model, but if I put in a photo of somebody famous, copyrighted, living in the president or whoever, and I want to get an award from the president, would that work? Or it says no, because you could create false award ceremonies and false.
Sure.
Yeah. So let me talk a bit about provenance, which is how you know where the image came from. That's provenance. And then I can talk a bit about our overall philosophy and how we think about responsibility. So on your first question on provenance, which is, how do you know where the image came from? So on the Gemini app, and I know you showed on Adobe, and I can talk about that as well. But on the Gemini app, when you go and you generate an image, every image that is released from the Gemini app has two main provenance signals. The first one is a visible watermark. You might have seen that online, or if you generate it on the Gemini app. That visible watermark, very easy for anybody to see. Unfortunately, also very easy to tamper with for a bad actor if you want to crop it out, right? And the second one is an invisible watermark, something you can't see with your eye, and that's called synth ID. So within every image released by Google, including the images you generate through Nano Banana on a third party like the one you were showing just now, there is a embedded invisible watermark, and that invisible watermark has we haven't found anybody who's been able to break it yet. And we have systems internally that whenever an image raises to a certain level of prominence around a message that is questioned, we will check and we will know if that invisible watermark is there, and we will say that was generated by Google AI. We've also announced that we are now testing the ability to give this a tool more broadly. So anybody could upload their image and ask, was this generated by Google AI?
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah.
It's now with trusted testers. We want to make sure we get it right. The question of is this real is a bit nuanced. When somebody's asking, is this real, they're really asking, is the message I care about real? They're not asking, for example, did you add a filter? They're more asking, like you mentioned, did that person get a reward? So it's a bit of a nuanced answer. And we have this now with academics and experts, a small group, to try and refine that answer. But we do hope in the future to release this tool broadly available so anybody could upload an image and ask that very important question, was this AI generated?
Yeah, I'm telling you, David, this is huge.
Yeah.
This is you can't get it out quick enough.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for that very reason, I think a big fear of AI in general is that we will lose track of what is real and what has been generated. I think there's a place for generated art. I don't see any reason, why you should say no, because you've been able to paint things for years. You have, no artistic, like my wife is a traditional artist. She can paint anything she wants. There's no walls or boundaries, right? But when it comes to generating this stuff, now we're looking at, did this really happen? Is this real? And not just is that photographer really good, but is this news story accurate? Is this picture, it's such a broad reason why we need this.
It's very broad. I mean, it's kind of pervasive too in other industries, not even with like awards or people.
Right.
Like landscape photography is a big one, for example, that I've got a lot of people that share with me images go, hey, look at this place. Have you been there? And I'll look at the image. I'll be like, actually, I've been to that place. And that image is AI generated. Because that's what's hard is if you haven't been there, you wouldn't know that. So then people will end up going to places and saying, well, I'm going to get that picture.
All right. So David, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Serge.
I just still think there's still place for, like, I was in Paris. I had lunch with a guy who does print, develops film. And he was saying, he's been in the business for 30 years, that it was like highest ever people developing film. So you have, I think AI also triggers a lot of interest in art, and it just gets people into it.
Yeah.
And so you'll have people who will want to do the old way. You're telling that story at lunch to this guy that went to the Himalaya to get a shot, 3 days, in a hotel to get accustomed to the air. He could have done it with AI. He doesn't do it. But on the other hand, spending 8 hours to restore a photo and being able to do it in 2 seconds, that's amazing. It's.
But there's more to this than that, right? Because so David, first off, I want to just jump back to something. We have questions coming in, David. So I have a bunch of questions are coming in. And by the way, on the grid, if you ask a question, add what prize you want to end to the end of the question, because that's how you enter to win. So if you want to win one of the books or the V flats or whatever, just add it to your question. So when we pick prizes, we pick them from people who have made a comment. You don't have to ask a question. You can just say, hey, how you doing? I'd love to win Erik's book. But anyway, but we have these questions coming in. So David, I'm coming for you. But I want to go back to the image that we were looking at a minute ago to talk about something. And and you know what it is that it nails, guys? Flesh tone. Flesh tone is the hardest thing to recreate.
Yeah,
because
especially in
we
colorization,
know what
yeah.
skin's supposed to look like. Flesh tone comes in all kinds of varieties, but we know when it's wrong. It is the one thing that'll, so I wanted to mention that earlier, so moving on from that. But another reason why we need to learn this, so David, I did a workshop in Paris, you heard me talk about it earlier. I see this picture online, and I'm like, I've got to find out where this is. I want to take my group to this location. I spent about an hour and a half searching everywhere, and I'm on Google Earth, and I'm doing all the Kuna tricks. We're on the streets, and I'm trying to figure out how do I get there, because the Eiffel Tower was in the shot, but it was a street with a straight shot to the Eiffel Tower. And I'm thinking, it's got to be one of these side streets. I'm looking everywhere. I'm doing every trick I can. I've got ChatGPT. I've got Perplexity. Everyone's looking for it. I could not find it. And then I took the image and I uploaded it, and it said, this is an AI generated image. I wanted to jump out the damn window because I am literally looking at like the buildings on either side, and I'm trying to memorize what they look like. So when I'm walking down the streets, you know, 1 block off the Eiffel Tower, I spent an hour and a half looking for an image that does not exist. So it goes from little things like that, right, to big things. But as photographers, there's a lot of stress. We're wringing our hands a lot about this. So when you tell me that there's going to be a tool that you can upload and you're going to know whether it went through your AI process, that for photographers, we need to know, David. We need that tool. We need that tool tonight.
Well, but then there's another side of that, though, is there's sometimes when we're using the tool to maybe remove something or do something, and then there's something like that image where that person obviously created something that wasn't reality.
Right.
So it'd be nice if these tools were able to say, like, well, what was done versus, like, because if you just tell me what was AI generated, well, that might mean that I just retouched a little part of it and used AI.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so Adobe is part of this big consortium. And by the way, David, when we're talking, it's okay to use the word Photoshop. You don't have to call it that program you're using. I promise they won't fire you. It's just okay, because you guys obviously have some kind of an alliance, right? You're allowing Adobe to access Gemini 2.5 from within. It's okay to say Photoshop. Okay, back to our story. Of course, now I forgot what my story is.
What's that nuance of, like, what did you retouch, what didn't you retouch?
So Adobe is part of this consortium that's trying to give transparency to what you did in AI. But I'm telling you, it's messed up, David. Let me tell you why. Because you can, it's an optional feature, right? So you can turn it on and say, yes, I want there to be transparency. And so I can go to a website and upload an image, and it'll tell you everything that was done. But at this point, and please don't make this mistake at Google, it just says generative AI was used. Well, I removed a part of a fence post
that's what
that
I'm
was
saying.
this big in the image, and I generated I could have used the clone stamp tool. I could have used I used this, and it just says generative fill was.
Yeah, it'd almost be nice to know that,
It's
like,
tricky. How would you do it, like
13% of the pixels were AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
How would you do it? Like,
I don't know.
20% of the pictures was altered? Or?
right, it doesn't tell you that.
No.
So David,
So
talk to me.
I think this is a really important topic, and I think it's amazing that Adobe and many other companies are pushing the boundary on provenance. And I want to look at it the same way how we look at models. We keep on improving, right? We learn from the market and keep on improving, and we push the frontier. Right now, we're in day one, also on provenance. Also on provenance, we're day one, and we're pushing the boundary, and we're trying to get better. So I think there's a long way to go, and I don't think we're going to get to the perfect solution right on the first launch or within a month or within a quarter. I think this is going to be a long journey, but I think it's going to be an iterative journey where we try to get to, what is the best thing for society in this realm. And it's really great that the industry is pushing on so many fronts. C2PA, which I think that's what you were mentioning, a great provenance tool. SynthID from Google, which I think is a great provenance tool. And it's important that the industry experiments, but also cares about it and keeps on pushing it forward. and not just a one and done. So I think what you see today is just the beginning, and we'll keep on improving on it.
Oh, okay, good. That's good to
that's
hear.
good to go.
But I love the direction you're going in. So
Yeah.
like, hats off to you guys for realizing this is an important thing. All right, David, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, I've got some questions lined up for you. Guys, if you have any questions you want to ask David, now's the time to jump in there. And David, I want to show you my screen real quick. So take a look at my screen. All right, I'm going to type in restore and colorize on the break. So when we come back, we'll take a look at this, and then we'll get to some questions for you right after this break. Don't go away. We're back live with David from Google, looking at some crazy stuff. Let's go.
Bananas.
I'm Richard Burnaby, wildlife and travel photographer, and I am so excited to be here in the world's first national park and the crown jewel of the American National Park System, Yellowstone. I am literally standing in the caldera of a supervolcano with geothermal features found nowhere else on Earth, broad valleys teeming with wildlife, and jaw-dropping landscapes. I'm going to guide you through the park and show you how to approach and photograph landmarks so you can capture memories of a lifetime. I'm going to talk about gear, composition, camera settings, the best times of day to go to each location. We will head out to the major landmarks such as Yellowstone Falls, Mammoth Hot Springs, Old Faithful, and the sprawling valleys teeming with wildlife, inspiring you to want to come visit this magical place yourself. Come check out my latest class here at Yellowstone, exclusively on KelbyOne.com.
Ever finally get someone in front of your camera and then you don't know what to do, you freeze up, or they don't look natural enough? I've got a class for you. My name is Vanessa Joy. I'm a Canon Explorer of Light, and I've been photographing weddings and portraits and humans for the past 28 years. In my class at KelbyOne, we'll be photographing female alone, male alone, and then of course the two of them together. I'm going to give you all the tips that you need for making sure that they're relaxed in front of the camera, making sure that they know where to put their hands, and that you can direct them in a way that not only gives them photos that look really good in your eyes, but in their eyes as well. I'm going to make sure that you feel confident directing the people that are in front of your camera so that you don't freeze up and not know what to do with them next. We will cover standing poses, sitting poses, and the biggest question that I get, what if my girl is taller than the guy? I will show you how to work with height differences and really come up with a bunch of creative poses that you can put in your arsenal and feel comfortable the next time you have someone in front of your camera. So come join me on my latest class and my first class at KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
All righty, we are back, and I did that restoration. I just want to show you. Here's the before, and here is after 12 seconds.
That's crazy.
Is that absolutely unbelievable? Look at that. There's the original rips, tears, the tear going over her eye. Parts of the chair are missing, the top of the chair. Look, and this is a full day restoration
If
for
you're
someone
really
who's
good.
really
Really
good. right?
Oh, yeah.
But all right, so here's where I want to frame, and David, I want to hear from you, but I want to frame this way. 99.999% of people are not going to take that photo to a professional restoration company and say, restore this photo. You know what it is? This is going to be their photo forever. That's it, with the missing eye. So this is going to let so many people cherish and
100%.
bring this back.
Bring their memories to a better quality too.
Yes, because that looks like she's there, and you feel like you're standing in front of her, and so that's where I think the power of this is. And for photographers, I know that there's photographers who are very angsty about this, but when you see stuff like this and realize you can go through all those old photos and bring them to life like this, I think that you guys are doing something amazing there.
Yeah, it's funny, a little story on this. So I work with the biggest art network of galleries, 120 galleries around the world. And a year ago, they said, okay, let's do a whole bunch of AI generated image to sell in galleries. You know, anywhere from $79 to $2,000. It was a complete flop. They did about 40 AI generated image. Now with Nano, I'm not going to say who, a competitor, and it didn't work. But so a lot of photographers are like, yeah, you know, like what's the point, you know, of going to Iceland and shooting Vesterhorn, you know, at 6 in the morning, cost me $12,000, you know, and the truth is people still value the art and value the effort. And I think being able to erase something in 10 seconds instead of 8 hours is just that 8 hours you just saved, you can just spend it on something else in your art. You know, there's a difference between, you know, if everything you do is just a prompt and it's done, then it's not photography, it's digital art. It has its place. But so I don't think photographers should worry about things. People will still, there's still a big place for, you know, for the art, but Nano Banana is just going to help, you know, we find, speed up, like, you know, do a better scary placement or erase better this much faster. Like, I read The Print, which is a book by Ansel Adams on how he used to do dodge and burn. Oh my gosh. Compared to doing in Lightroom with gradients and circles. Oh yeah. It's like Ansel Adams that loved, you know, dodge and burn in Lightroom. Yeah. And I think he would love being able to erase stuff in Nano Banana. So, you know.
So David.
Right.
I want to say to you, I'm going to tee this up to you, is I just want to thank you, because this, if this did nothing other than restoration, Google will have done something great for mankind.
For sure.
If you did nothing else. Now, we know it does amazing stuff well beyond this, but if it was nothing other than restoring, you gave a gift, not just to photographers, but to everybody in the world who has a shoebox of photos left by their grandparents that all look crappy, and you gave them a gift. So thank you.
Thank you for joining in this journey and giving also a platform to talk about it. I'm just a very small part of a very large team that's really motivated by unlocking human creativity. To the point earlier, you know, we think about two things. We think about raising the floor and raising the ceiling, and I'll tell you what I mean here. Raising the floor is really those first-time mass users, non-creators. So people who didn't have the skill, the time, the knowledge to create something fun or restore a photo. And a lot of Nano Banana, you know, for most people, their experience is not on Adobe Photoshop, but on the Gemini app, where they upload a photo and turn it into a figurine, or restore a photo, or just pure editing, add, remove that they couldn't do earlier. And then the second part is really raising the ceiling, and that's taking professionals like your audience, like yourselves, and supercharging them, making them even better, giving them another tool in their tool belt that they could use or not use to become even more productive or more creative, or do things that they couldn't do before. So both segments we think about. If you want, I can share my screen and show you what it looks like on the Gemini app for, you know, so raising the floor for most users on what they might do. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
see
we're
it.
seeing
Let's
it.
go.
I always
let's
love
do it.
seeing stuff.
Do you have my screen?
Sure do.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
Okay, let's do it. So this is a Gemini app. You can download the app on the App Store for iPhone or the Play Store for Android, or you can go to gemini.google.com, and then you just put in your prompt if you want. You can upload an image if you want. All that is optional. I have the image chip here clicked. That's actually not necessary. I'll exit out. So this is what you're going to see in the beginning. And let's say if you don't even have a prompt in mind, let's say we don't have a prompt, you could just click this create image button and you can click any of these. So let's do an 80s style makeover, which was quite popular and fun. And then it's going to tell you to upload a selfie. So I'll just upload a selfie given I'm here on desktop. And I'll upload that. I just select it. Here we go. Here's my selfie. And you just click send. And that's it. And one great part of Nano Banana is that it's really fast. So I think you mentioned earlier 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, it could restore a photo, something that may take you a day. Or it could do something that, that you wouldn't be able to do altogether.
Yeah.
So here we go. My 80s makeover, even got a bit of lipstick there, funky hair. It's a kind of fun thing people, are trying out, and that's the majority of the, consumer use case, in addition to restoration of photos and some of those more emotional use cases. If we want to try something else, we could choose another prompt if we want. Let's do the mini figurine, which was quite popular, which I talked about it earlier. And then put my photo up again, and it's just really fast, and it does the whole thing for you. Or you just type it out in the prompt box on what you want to do. Let's say I didn't like the lipstick, remove the lipstick, or change the hair to a different color or a different hairdo. All this is conversational in natural language, which makes it just so easy for the person who doesn't have the skill set to engage in visual communication. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got. And we got a little figurine of me.
Wow, that's pretty dang
That's
good.
nice. That's
great.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can see like three different assets. You have the computer screen, then you have the actual figurine, and then you have the box, the text, which is something we're still pushing the frontier on, is actually well done here. So we keep on trying to find both that consumer use case of raising the floor, and also how do we supercharge and raise the ceiling, which is really the audience here.
Wow.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, that's what I think so cool about it is I could see, again, the restoration is part of it. Like one of the things we're talking about in the break that I'm starting to dabble in is, we shoot photos as photographers, and sometimes they're just not perfect. So what do? We go into Photoshop and we make them perfect.
Yeah.
Well, what I love is you just go down to that little microphone down there, and I just dictate to it
Oh, yeah.
what I want
Oh,
to have to
yeah.
happen to the photo, and it takes my okay photo, and then based on that photo, it makes the final photo, and it does all the edits just from me
Wow.
talking to it.
Yeah.
And it's that's incredible. I could see a use for that, because that's usually a struggle for people, is learning the post, is learning how to, they can see what they want to happen, they just don't know how to make it happen.
You know what I think what I bet would work here, David, and I'm not going to put you on the spot to try to find a photo to do this, but it would be great to upload an image and say, tell me what's wrong with this photo.
Huh. Yeah, you could do it.
And it would go through there, and it would tell you. I mean, I already know because I've used these extensively. It would tell you from a technical aspect, the focus is a little soft. Your subject's not in a good place, and it would dissect it.
You could even, what's cool about it is you could even say certain styles.
Yeah.
Now you just generated that, Jim. It's just going to go. This image is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's analyzing its own creation. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I love what you said.
So
well, but look, it is.
It's pretty good. It's analyzing its own creation.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's really, I like the idea. It's, raising the floor and just sitting. A lot of people getting to creative stuff they would do otherwise. And people like us, do things faster. A lot of people are afraid, like, oh, why should I become a photographer? Because now it's so good. Why bother?
Okay, but can I speak
So
to
what do you
that
think
real
on
quick?
that? What do you say, Scott, on that one?
Yeah. So here's the thing, and this is why, David, I don't think that photographers should be thinking, oh, well, this is the end of the photography or anything like that. Okay. Do you play golf, David?
No, I don't.
You're dressed
I
for
play
it. You
mini
should
golf
do it.
Poorly.
You're dressed.
Poorly.
No, you look like you could walk right on the course. So no, but look, nobody makes any money off golf, right? Millions of people play every day, and unless you're
small few. Very
unless you're
small few.
gambling or you're a top pro,
Yeah.
which you could fit the number of top pros in like
Yeah,
your
very
hands. It's
small
a
few.
tiny amount of money. Why do we play golf? Because it's freaking hard.
For the love of
it's
the game.
It's a stupidly hard game, David. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. We do it because we enjoy the experience. And I know that I speak for Erik and for Serge. We love the experience of taking photographs.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's not as much about the final image, though we love it when we get a great final image. But we do it because it's social, like golf.
I love the process, yeah.
I love the process.
Yeah.
I love the
Creation.
editing. I love taking the photos. I love the accessories. I love everything around it. Just like golfers, they want to get this latest bag and they heard about this driver that'll help them get 10 more yards and all. It's like they do all these things and there is no end game to golf. You're not going to go on tour. It's no one plays professional
analogy.
golf except for a handful of people. But that's why we love the experience. Photography is our passion. It's our joy. It helps us tell a story.
Yep.
This is just, it's different. It's not, it doesn't replace photography. In many ways, if you use it right, it can enhance it
That's
and it
what I
can make
think.
your whole experience better. So that's how I relate it to something like golf. We don't make money off it, but we love doing it, right? We love the experience. Well, you make Serge makes an insane amount of money, but that's because he's in 120 galleries around the world. Serge is working on a different. We don't count Serge as a regular human being. He's like on another planet. But for other people, like the rest of us, if we make anything from our photography, we go, I can pay for my camera gear next year.
Yeah.
Serge got a different. He's like, I can pay for my Porsche.
Well,
next
it's like
year.
you were
It's
just
a
talking
different
about.
thing.
There's a small few people in golf that can do that, but
And there's
most people are doing it for the love of the
For the
game.
Yeah,
love
but
of
also
the
there's
game.
a story. Like I have a photo.
Well,
I have a
well-
photo in my home that took me a lot of work to get. And every time somebody comes, I tell the story about the photo. I came there at sunrise 5 times, and finally I got it. So it's the experience, but the sharing of the story also that will never go away.
Right.
It will never go away.
All right. Hey, I got questions.
What we're
Oh, sorry.
trying to do is give you more golf clubs. So
Yeah.
you have another golf club in your
Yeah.
caddy. You might use it, you might not use it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's good for some
Exactly.
use cases, and we'll continue improving that club.
It's like a
The other
hybrid
thing
club.
we're trying to do,
Yeah.
the other thing we're trying to do is get the golf course in your home so you don't have to travel for it. We think about how many shots on goal do you have. You saw that was very fast, 8 seconds. You can preview what you're planning to do. You can tweak it. You can have lots of shots on goal to eventually get what you want instead of, something that might take you hours before you realize you went through the wrong path.
David, that is answer of the year.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great.
You need to
great-
write that down.
Yeah.
You need to go back and rewatch this episode and go tell other people that story right there. We're giving you another club in your
Yeah,
bag.
that's
That
what it is.
Very, very well said. Very well said.
We
All
have
right.
a bunch of questions.
We got a bunch of questions, David.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
all right.
So
well,
Dean
first-
Dean has a question
ahead.
here, and Dean's asking, when using Nano Banana, do you have to put in a prompt, and will a blank prompt allow it to generate something of its own?
You have to put in a prompt. You have to give it an instruction, yes. If you just upload an image, it won't know what to do with the image.
Okay.
Now, Dean, if you're working in Photoshop and you made a selection and you did not put in a prompt, it would remove what's there. Like, in
Yeah.
other words, if you had a tree sticking in, you selected it, and you didn't put in a prompt,
Yeah,
it would
It's
assume,
just
I
assuming
want this
remove.
tree to go away.
Yeah.
So, but I think what David's talking about is if you actually go to, was it Gemini.google.com?
Yes, yeah, Gemini.google.com or the Gemini
Right.
app, and you just upload an image. it's going to think you want to analyze the image, and it'll tell you something about the image. It won't manipulate the image.
Right, yeah. So in the actual app for the phone
Yep.
or for on desktop, you're going to have to
Yeah, but
put
like
in
you
a
were saying, in
prompt.
Photoshop, it's going to
Yeah.
assume blank is removal.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Robin is asking a question here. Can you take an image of an old person at 70 and prompt to make 30 years younger?
You can, and I've gone the other way too with my young kids, and I asked, "What are you going to look like when you're 25?" And it generated something, and then we critiqued it. Yes, no, won't look like me. I would say it does an okay job some of the time, not always.
Wow. So Robin, in my example, if you uploaded a picture of me and I did a prompt to make me 30 years younger, it would show me at 14 years old.
Yep.
Hey,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah, right?
All right, next question.
Bruce is asking, can size and aspect ratio be changed in Nano Banana?
One thing we do is we keep on listening to what users are asking for, and that aspect ratio is something that keeps on coming up again and again. I don't think we've done a great job with Nano Banana on aspect ratio, but it's something we took into account, and we're going to try and do better.
So I have a follow-up question on that, David. What resolution does it output an image at?
That was my follow-up question, yeah.
1K resolution if you download it. So the way you download it is over here.
And
You
do
just click
you
that
know
download.
on Photoshop, let's say you do a sky replacement, which is like 30% of the photo. Is that going to be a 1K sky on this?
I don't know what Photoshop, what they're doing to the image after they receive it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say 1K, I'm not a video guy. So I know what 4K is. Do I have to? No.
1,000 pixels?
Is
Then
it
you go
1,000 pixels?
Yeah.
It's not
yeah.
1024, it's 1,000? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, while we were waiting, I did a restoration again. Real quick, take a look at I can't stop now. Now, this one does not have a lot of damage. It's just that one thing up there. But I did ask it to colorize. Take a look.
And can you ask to make the man on the left younger, like the old, just for the fun? Can you make the
Sure.
man on the left 30 years younger? I'm just curious.
Yeah, make the man on the left 30 years younger.
That way we can answer
All right, let's see.
Robin C's question.
Let's see.
Let's see. But do you notice the image is not just colorized with gray? Oh, an error occurred during your image generation. What? Let's try it again. Well, hey, this is, this Photoshop was just released like last week. They always have another bug fix coming out fairly quick.
I think it actually took out your prompt. there.
Sometimes you redo it.
Oh,
and
did it
works.
take out my prompt?
I think it's just gonna. It didn't. You.
It went back
the
to
other one,
restore. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Let me try. Make the man on the left 30 years younger. All right, let's try that. All right, sorry.
I'm going to try on my grandson. Like he's
Yeah.
3 to see what it looks like at 18. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
What a tool.
Might not
I
like
mean,
this one.
I want to do one where I take a picture of Serge and say, show me what it would look like if he was German.
Oh, there
look
it
at
did
that.
it.
Wow.
Oh, my
No, I didn't
gosh.
say colorized, but
It
look
did.
at that.
Wow. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's
Wow,
incredible.
look,
That's
it made it
incredible.
thinner.
Yeah. Pulled it in a little bit.
No, that's
Yowzer. All right,
well.
we got some more questions for
Yeah.
you, David.
So Ryan's asking, how did the name Nano Banana come about?
That is such a good question. I would love to tell you that we were extremely thoughtful and we came up with this name, but the reality is much funnier. There's a product manager on the team, Nina, that we had to submit a name to a ranking site called LM Arena. So this site, it takes images of different models, and people, without knowing the name of the model, kind of choose which one is better. And that's how you know which one is the best, which one is second, which one is third. And you have to submit a name for the model if you're submitting anonymously as a placeholder. Nina at 2:30 a.m. had to submit that name. And, she just thought, okay, what would be a fun name that would be a good anonymous name? and she just chose Nano Banana. So it wasn't supposed to be the official name. It was just a placeholder name on a third-party site, just to get it going. And then the model was so exciting, it started to go viral. And this was surprising because you can't choose a model. People were going to the site just off of the chance that maybe one of the two images will be Nano Banana. That was a level. And people started calling it Nano Banana online. And then when we launched it with our official name, nobody cared. They just kept on calling it Nano Banana, so we embraced it.
Why not? All right, I have a question, David. How many phones do you have, and will you continue to pull out more phones during this podcast?
I have over 5 phones.
Really?
Wow.
They're test phones. I am not going to pull out any more phones right now. That's it. We're done.
Okay, you're
We're
done.
done
All
with
right.
the magic bag of phones.
All right, we're going to have to take a short break. We're going to wrap up here in just a minute. We're already 4 minutes over, but we're going to wrap up. We got another question for you that we're going to ask. I already know what the answer is for the next question, but I'm going to let you answer it. But stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a minute right here on the grid. We're live. It's got to be Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
All right, there we go.
Hello, I'm Lisa Walsh, and I'm a professional photographer from Venice, Florida, and I've been selling prints online for 10 years, and I'm excited to tell you about my new class at KelbyOne, Marketing to Expand Your Business. So my first class was about how to sell your prints online using Fine Art America. This class, I'm going to show you how to easily expand your audience no matter what type of photography you do. This class is going to go deeper into marketing your images with strategies to gain clients, create meaningful connections, and build an audience that collects your work. Know what kinds of posts to make and what to write to attract and build relationships, and discover a very powerful tool I use to grow an audience very fast that stays connected with you. Come join me in my new class to market your photography and grow your business faster exclusively at KelbyOne.
You know, you are about to experience the best thing any traveling photographer ever can, and that is insider tips, tricks, all the information that you need if you're thinking about going to Boston. The guy's name is John Dukes. He's been there a bunch of times, and you're about to see visual proof of an amazing trip to Boston.
Thank you, Larry. Yeah, I want to invite you on a journey through Beantown, Boston, Massachusetts. We're going to have so much fun with this class, and you will too. You will come prepared, ready to bring your camera, ready to come back with shots, not Instagram shots, but shots that you'll be proud of, shots that you'll be able to show people when you get back and go, look, I captured this when I was there. We're going to talk about gear. We're going to talk about composition. We're going to talk about how to remove people from your shots that you don't want in there.
You will see fantastic places, and one of my favorite things about John's classes is all the hidden places, those places that you don't know about. You're going to learn that and so much more, and it's only at KelbyOne.com.
I'm Richard Burnaby, and I've spent the last 20 years chasing light and life across the wildest corners of the planet. And what I've learned is this: wildlife photography isn't about gear. It's not even about the animals. It's about connection. It's about presence. It's about telling a story that goes beyond the frame. In my new KelbyOne class, I'll show you how to approach wildlife in the field, from anticipating behavior to creating powerful compositions that include the environment, not just the subject. We'll talk gear, light, ethics, and most of all, how to make images that matter. So if you've ever wanted to make wildlife images that feel alive, not just seen, but felt, then this class is for you. Exclusively on KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
All right, we are back, and Serge, the international superstar, and by the way, that's how I will always refer to you from now on. International superstar.
Merci
Serge.
beaucoup, Scott. I appreciate it very much.
I would also say that Serge is, he was the AI-generated images before AI-generated images. His images look so good, you feel like
they
they're
look so good,
AI-generated.
you feel like they're fake.
Which I think is the biggest compliment. I always love that when I get that.
Yeah, me too.
I don't get offense.
I
Like,
love it.
hey, if it looks AI-generated, I'm cool with that.
And Mr. K is here as well. All right, David, last question, and we'll let you go. Gordon's asking this one.
Yeah, he's saying, can you make a figurine? So you were showing that figurine thing. Can you make a figurine and then generate a map so it can be 3D printed?
I love that question. To generate a 3D printed map, you need a specific file type. But what you can do, you can download the image, and there's sellers on Etsy that will actually create the figurine for you just based off of the photo.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Which I think is really cool because that's the economy thing of like, you know, then you know the art is being created, but then somebody else is then creating a piece of art from that. So
wow,
cool.
All right, so David, thank you so much for joining us. And David, I'm going to leave you with one more restored photo. All right, so this is here we go. Let's see. Ready? I did it while we were on the break. Yeah, that's the original. The original's not bad. It's actually, you can do a little Photoshop to make it up, but look at the colorized version.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Like you said, the
all
skin
right, David,
tone
thank
and all
you
that,
so
like,
much again.
it's
We
so
appreciate you taking the time. Thanks for your insights. It was very insightful. And I don't mean that in a stupid pun way, but it was really great. Great to hear a little bit about how Google's thinking about all this. I love to see the people behind the software. Because Google is a name, but Google is made up of people just like yourself who are doing some amazing things, and we're very grateful that you shared some of that insights and a look at Nano Banana and how it was named and your many phones today. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
The pleasure was ours. Thanks. All right, what a cool guy, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, so we got some prizes to give away.
We sure do. We're giving away a Platypod mag. We're giving that away to Lynn, Lyn. And then the night photography book is going to Cami Brazil, 7620. And then Crust of Composition is going to Sharon Scarf. And then On One No Noise is going to Gene Thomas 6453, and then the V flat is going to Bruce Durbin 6356.
All right. I want to end with something.
Before, just email us over at gridprize@kelbyone.com to claim your prize. We'll verify the information.
All right. I want to end with something important today. So, because this is something that you hear Erik and I talk about quite a bit, and what Erik and I talk about is how good photos don't just land in your lap, right? And you know as much as anybody, Erik as well. And Erik has told stories of what he goes through at a rocket launch, right? And we all have stories about times where we went that extra mile to get the image. Now, there are times where we work really hard and we go all this thing and the image we get's kind of meh.
Yeah.
But it is about putting the work in. Great images don't generally knock on your door.
Yeah.
You've got to go out and find them. Well, so you guys may know at KelbyOne, we have a VIP program, and then we have this inner circle, which is people that have been in the VIP that want to continue in that path and move up. We move them to the inner circle. Well, one of the things that we do in the circle every month is we do an assignment.
Yep.
Now, we teach the technique, whether it's photographically or photographically and post-process. So in the coaching session, we teach the technique, and then they have 2 weeks, or if it's a really hard project, 3 weeks to turn in their image, and we critique every single image. Every one we do live, we talk to the person, we do it live. So last week, we're going through it, and we have we award a winner. We have a beautiful award. In fact, can you grab it? Is there anybody here?
Yeah, we can
grab
get
the
it.
award. Anyway,
We'll get it
show
while
you.
we're showing the video.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So and we give them a nice award, whoever's the best one, right? And they're doing the assignment that we assigned, right? So this one gentleman turned in his image, and we were knocked out. Thank you. Here's the award they get.
Wow.
So every month we give them a very beautiful
Somebody wins the
award. We
award.
ship it to them wherever they are in the world, because we have people in this inner circle literally from all different countries around the world. All right. So he's in India. And he shows this picture, and we're blown out. Serge, we see this picture, and Erik and I are like, wow, right? And so he tells us what he went through to get the image. I asked our video crew to pull out the clip where he explains what he did to get this image. And it is exactly what Erik and I talked about, but he took it to a whole nother level.
Well, he was doing the things that we've been talking
He
about.
was doing what we're talking about, but he worked
actually doing it
extra hard to get this image. But now, at the end of the thing, we put up a live vote, and the other members in the inner circle vote the winner. Erik and I don't vote.
Yeah.
Now, we'll say later which one we liked. Hey, we liked
and
this
last
one.
month, to give him context, it was night photography. We were doing either Milky Way shot or Star Trail
Or
shot.
Star Trail. Now,
and we taught how to do either
and
one.
Erik did a phenomenal tutorial on how to do this in the settings and the post and everything. And he followed Erik's instructions. In fact, he gave credit to Erik, not only publicly, but he sent me an email and said, I couldn't have done this without, Erik's tutorials.
And I told him, you need to do more of it because it was great.
But I want you to take
For
a
his
listen
first one?
to what he
Holy
did.
moly.
Now, I kind of told Serge about it at lunch, but I want you guys to hear it. And, potential spam. No. Okay.
Yes.
I want you guys to hear it. So if you guys would roll the video and take a listen to this. Where's this at?
Yeah, it's a long story, Scott. So Erik, when you said that you're going to be considerate enough to plan this kind of shot when the GC is visible, the galaxy center is visible, and so but then you got to consider a place like India. Right now, most of India is in monsoons, is in the monsoon kind of situation, raining all over. So I looked at I checked with ChatGPT and asked it, where is the closest place that I have to shoot, I can shoot from. And it showed a place about 3 hours from here, but it was fully clouded out. I couldn't shoot there. Then I did a check on ChatGPT again for whole of India. And then it got this location, a remote location in the north of India. It's a very remote location, and it's got one of the darkest skies in the world. It's got a bottle one, I understand. It's got around a bottle one. It's called Ladakh. It's a state called Ladakh. And to travel to this place, it's a 2-day journey, Erik.
Oh, wow.
I got a stopover in Delhi, and then I flew to Ladakh. And Ladakh is an area which has got low oxygen levels, so you have to acclimatize yourself.
Oh, yes.
So you have to stay in the hotel for about 24 to 36 hours, and you're not supposed to sleep in the morning, and you have to take a tablet called the Diamox, and you get this headaches due to the low oxygen. And from here again, I had to travel to a higher place called Hanley. So Hanley is a place where I took the Milky Way shot, Erik. That's where the shot was taken. And the temperature was around near 0 degrees centigrade when I took the shot.
Okay,
That's
all right.
perfect. That's perfect. Because
I know, but let me just say
the
this.
transmission
the shot
is perfect.
Spectacular. Where's this at?
Oh,
Hey, we're back.
Guys, that's what we're talking about. Now, he went to levels that are, and he's a very good photographer. I mean, he had already won another award earlier that year for Best Image. So he's an incredibly talented and a super, super nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? It warms our hearts when we see somebody go to them, especially to do an assignment, And I will say this, the people in that inner circle, they take it so seriously. Like the level that they will produce
They're
their
just doing
shoots
what
at.
you have to do to make great photos. That's what they're doing.
And
That's what they're doing.
Erik and I were just amazed at how many people said, I'd never shot the Milky Way before. I've
Knocked
never
it out
done
of the
this.
park.
And they knocked it
Star
out
Trails,
of the park.
Milky Way.
And I give the credit to Mr. K, the guy who literally wrote the book on night photography, for showing
thanks. I was surprised.
exactly how to do it, and we were so impressed at the results. I mean, it was you know, as an instructor, you can imagine how exciting it was for us, how exciting it was to see, oh my gosh, they took this information and ran with it. But I wanted to share that with you.
One of the things that's really cool right now is we're coming up to our enrollment time for the VIP and the inner circle. So if you're a KelbyOne member and you're looking to get on this path, and what it really comes down to is like, if you're like, you know what, I've been doing this, but I really want to take this seriously. I need somebody to push me and to coach me. That's what this program's all about. So if you want to join next year, we're going to be having the enrollment. It's going to come up in just a couple weeks for the VIP program next year. And that's where you'll be able to enroll in the VIP program. So look out for that in the next couple weeks. And if you really want to get into a coaching mentorship type program, that's where you start. And then we lay the foundation. So then again, you can walk into that inner circle and be able to do these challenges. So that VIP year is very important. It gives you that foundational knowledge of the topics that we know you're going to need to know if you want to get to the point where we're pushing you to do what you just saw.
Yeah, and you're just seeing the tip of the iceberg of what the VIP and the inner circle are about, but that's just giving you kind of an idea. Anyway, I do want to tell you this. Next week, I want to invite you to a Lightroom webinar that we're doing. It's live, and I'm going to be sharing a bunch of Lightroom tips. It's actually 7 Lightroom techniques that every Lightroom user needs to know. And during that, I am going to unveil something very, very special. The most complete Lightroom learning experience I've ever done in my entire career. And I'm going to roll that out next Wednesday, so you'll hear about it. But everyone's invited. If you would, I know there's a lot of KelbyOne members watching today. If you would share this with your friends, anybody that you know that is using Lightroom, share that one, kel.by/LR webinar. And I promise, if you come, I will make it worth your while. And if it's somebody that's not a KelbyOne member, of course, we want as many people to hear about this as possible. If you would share it, we would be very, very grateful. So that's next, what is it, Wednesday? What day is it? I'm sorry.
It's not. I believe it's Thursday.
Next Thursday. Thursday's a great day.
Yes.
Hey, and by the way, I just wanted to mention, I'm going to give you a heads up now. We're moving the Grid's broadcast day to Thursdays. Why are we moving?
No, actually, it's a good thing.
Why are we moving it? Well, because a lot of times we have to skip the Grid because our online conferences, like the landscape conference I told you, it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We can't do a Grid that week. If we move it to Thursday, we can do Grids all the time.
So our team, we were meeting on our planning for next year, and we went, you know what? That'd be better for everybody if we did that.
Yep, we got to move it to Thursdays. We'll still do it at 1 o'clock.
Now, I know it's changed, and the change is going to be a little, but we'll get through it.
I know, because you know what it'll be? You'll get all these emails from people that said, I can finally watch the Grid live because I do something on Wednesdays. And then there'll be other people that said, I can't do it because now it's, unfortunately, that's the way it works out.
No, it's just, it's better for we just say it's better for everybody to just not have to just like skip constantly for those times a year.
More Grids per year. So join me next Thursday for the live. It's free. It's open to everybody. Please share the word. If you have another photographer if you know another photographer, they're using Lightroom. I promise I'll make it worth their while. If they come, I'm going to show up 7 kick butt techniques. I got a masking trick that is going to blow their mind.
And that's the thing, is if you're in like a photo club or a photo group or something, sharing that link, it helps you too, because then they're going to come to this thing, they're going to get their mind blown, and then they know that you're the one who referred them there.
Yeah, then you're a hero.
Then you're the hero.
Be a hero.
Be the hero.
Next Thursday.
You want to be the hero.
Join me. I promise you're going to have a good time. All right. What's the most important thing that you're going to do from now on? You have an opportunity, and this is unique, to go to Paris and to go to Mont Saint-Michel with one of the greatest photographers, not only an amazing photographer and an amazing teacher, and an amazing person, by the way, because I've known him personally for many years, but we're talking about someone who knows this on a level that there is no other photographer you would want to go to France with more than Serge. Go to his website, photoserge.com, click on workshops, go sign up for this, and just know I will be jealous as hell if you get to go to this, because you're going to have an experience of a lifetime. All right, while you're there, while you're on PhotoSerge, don't just look at workshops, look around, because Serge's training is 1 in a million. Guys, take advantage of this while you can. right? Because all of this is limited. Don't miss out. And see those two places right there? You know how I knew of those? Serge took me. Serge took me to those exact places. Oh, there's more.
There is more.
But wait, there's more.
And you know, it was Serge that told me, go Tuesday night to the Louvre.
Yeah,
because
closed.
it's closed. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I took my group there on Tuesday night. And they look at Mont Saint-Michel.
I have to give you credit for the Mont Saint-Michel because you took me there for the first time.
I know. I wanted to kick his buddy. He lives in Paris.
You live there.
He lives
Come
4
on.
hours from it. And we went there to Normandy.
Yeah, Saint-Malo. We go there the next day, yeah.
Oh, no, that's right. There we go.
That's Saint-Malo, sir.
Yep,
and
that was
back
great.
To Montmartre.
Yeah.
For the final.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You did. I'm going to do Montmartre Sunrise. You did that last time. I was like,
it was great.
This is, Art Bridge Sunrise, but I'm doing, I'm going to do that.
There's the bridge.
There it is. All right, guys, don't miss out. All right, thank you all so much. Serge, thank you for being our guest again.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to our sponsors, and thanks to you all for taking the time to watch. Also, thanks to David from Google.
Yeah.
He was awesome. And you guys have a great week. We will see you Wednesday for the grid and Thursday for the Lightroom webinar.
I think next week we're ready. We're doing blind photo critiques next week. So just kind of like dropping the hint,
blind photo critiques.
Yeah, so
crushing the hopes and dreams of photographers all over the world. Next week. Take care, everybody.
Second.